Alright, as you can hear, the LS is running. Something I've been wanting to do ever since I got back the end of July was to start cleaning up this mess, which used to be two 10 by 17 foot garage tents from Harbor Freight. I already got the bucket off and the snowblower pulled out. That means I had to put on the forklifts and move the grapple out of the way that's on the pallet. Now I got to get another pallet or two out from under this pile. I want to start collecting this wood, and I think I'm going to take it down to the house and put it out back of the house there and cover it with a tarp. I plan on getting another 10 by 17 tent. This one is trash. This tent might be okay, but the framing, you can see those ends are broken off from being bent. I don't even think there's enough tube framing to make one more to put another one together. So I'm just gonna, they're on sale right now, so I'm just going to go ahead and spend the money. Anyway, that's where we're at for right now. I am in the process of trying to get ready to make a rapid departure in the event that we finally get a visa interview scheduled. When we put the ceiling in and finished it off, the first Saturday when we were working on the beadboard ceiling, my friend Paul and his wife Gina, they brought over a pile of sheet metal for me, tin roofing, probably galvanized steel. There's enough there to build a small chicken coop, and hopefully with enough room to put some rabbits in. But I've got to count out how many sheets there are and what the square footage is to see what we can go. But there should be enough to at least have a small chicken coop. So that's done. Then all I have to do is just build a frame. Of course, it was stacked there because I said in behind that wood pile, which when I came up and looked, I said, oh yeah, I can't get in here. So first thing I had to do is get the pallets down, move the sheet metal. Now I've got the forks on, got this out, got the snowblower down there. I have picked up the scrap cut-offs from the ceiling job, and that's in the scrap pile, which is also good to make for a burn pile or something like that. But that's pretty much all the scrap that really isn't used for anything else. Anything longer than these, if they're 16, 18 inches long, I saved them because I can probably make a nice bench storage area right inside the door for hats. Well, not hats, but probably a place to stick your boots in, storage for gloves and stocking caps and winter gear and stuff like that. There'll be, of course, hooks for hanging our coats and jackets, so we can come inside the door, sit down, take our shoes off, because my wife's Ukrainian and homes are no shoe zones. So if we start clean, we're going to try to keep it clean, and it just keeps for a harmonious home if I obey the rules. That is it for now. I'm going to stop babbling, shut up the camera, get back on the tractor, get a couple pallets out, and start moving lumber back down there. Back in a bit. Later. Bye. Well, there it is. That's pretty much all, well, that's all of the lumber and the sheet metal that was up there. Now I still got stuff up here to clean up, but that's the bulk right there of what I was wanting to get accomplished today, and I have. Yeah, I still got a nice pile of T111 there that I think I might have enough to skirt all the way around. That's another job I want to get cranking on here. And, well, not today, but I'll be getting on that soon. But I got this mess cleaned up for the most part. I just got, some scraps and stuff. I got to dig through the weeds, get some boards out. But, yeah, we'll get on that. I got another tarp that's still decent shape. And I can do something with that. I can get the boats all down together. That's one thing I want to do with that garage tent, which I may just run up to town, snag one of those now. Maybe. I'll have to see what we got going. But when I build the garage tent, I will probably put it right here. And I've got the T-posts that I was using to stake these things down. the cages for the fruit trees. So I can use those to anchor the corners down, and I will use they call them zip screws. They generally use them in electrical work when you're using metal studs, metal, instead of wood 2x4s, they're using metal, and they use those to screw the electrical boxes, fasten them to the metal studs. I call them zip screws because they zip right in. They're only about a half an inch long, and they self-tap, and pretty slick little things. But yeah, when I do the next garage, all the framing members are going to be zip screwed together. So if it does get ballooned up, it's not going to pull the joints apart and then have the darn thing collapse on me. It did not collapse under the weight of the snow. This thing has been up here for 3 or 4 years now. It's a little tattered on the back. That big rip on the top was that aluminum canoe over there went airborne, because like an idiot I put it up on top of that dog kennel there, and it just went airborne and speared the back. This tear here is from there's a storm door and some sliding glass doors from a slider, 2 different sliders actually. I'm going to use those for some solar projects, but during the winter this tent shifted off of the places where I had it, and it worked a hole in there, and so that's got tattered. I do have 2 more back panels that I didn't use on that project up there last year, and when I can find them, I'm going to see what I can do about replacing that. I'm not terribly worried about it because it has been keeping things fairly clean for me. I'm hoping by next year both the camper trailers and this is going to be out of here. We'll see how that works out. I want to get this stuff out of, back up out of sight. The jack piers on the camper are both leaning that way, and so I want to get this camper off these things and get it up out of the way. I'm not going to be living in that anymore. We got the apartment from my pastor above his place, and we'll probably be using that until this place is ready to live in, which hopefully we'll be able to work on it during the winter, and hopefully sometime next spring we should be able to start living in here. And still working on it, but hopefully we can move in, start living here. We'll just have to see how the good Lord has things planned out for us before we make any final decisions on that. But that's where I would like to be. We'll see how it is. But just went down to the mailbox to put something in, and I was just reflecting on how good God's been to me in spite of my wicked ways, which I'm not going to get into, but I never get enough of this. I can never get enough of this. Just the peace, and yes, I enjoy the solitude, and I'm going to enjoy it even more when my wife is with me. But we got enough space here that when we start getting on each other's nerves, well, we got corners we can duck into and get out of each other's hair. Until the next time, my friends, life is good. God is awesome. He is so good to me. See you later, folks. Bye-bye.